Hey YouTube, what is up? Budsterbrown back after a long hiatus. And the reason I've been gone so long is I was always wondering what's the best way to come back. I was always afraid I need to make the most perfect video ever, and so I kept pushing it off. And I decided, screw all of that, I'm just gonna make a movie review. And I've grown very fond of horror in recent years, and I would really like to share my thoughts on that scene, but also superheroes as well, and just regular movies that come out throughout the year, as well as TV shows, video games that are coming out and that came out a long time ago. So I wanted to experiment with this new format where I just talk on camera about movie franchises that I love, and one of those just happens to be Halloween. So if you enjoy this type of content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Hit that bell notification, it really helps out the channel, but also leave feedback. Tell me what you think I could do better and how I can improve my content so I can grow, and give your thoughts on the movie, because I assure you that a lot of you are going to disagree with what I have to say about this movie, but I just think it would be fun to sort of have a conversation, have a dialogue in the comments below, and I would try to comment to as many of you as I can, and hopefully all of you. With that being said, let's get into the movie Halloween 2018. Halloween was directed by David Gordon Green and came out in 2018. It is a sequel to the first Halloween movie that came out in 1978, directed by John Carpenter, ignoring the various sequels that have come out throughout the years. The movie was received quite well by critics and audience members, but there were a couple fans like myself that, just weren't super satisfied with the movie when they first watched it, and I'm going to get into that. Now, before I go into my criticisms of the movie, I would like to talk about what I like, because with any movie you watch, there's always going to be something you like. No movie should ever be a 0 out of 10, and this movie does have a lot of positive qualities to it. For instance, it is shot incredibly well. David Gordon Green emulates John Carpenter's original style excellently, in the sense that there's a lot of suspense and there's a lot of dark shots, and the way that it all moves together. There's a certain ambience to when Michael returns and you see him, and it's all very well done. I think the performances are also quite good. I don't remember who plays Michael. Oh, Nick Castle came back. Well, he does a great job. So yeah, one thing I really love about this movie is that Michael Myers is incredibly brutal. He does a great job bringing back that authenticity. He moves in such a stoic and methodical way, and it brings such a great presence to whenever Michael Myers is on screen. You feel him whenever he is there. Another thing I like is Laurie Strode. I like seeing her, how she's prepared over the years for Michael's return, because she just believes he's going to come back. And I think that she does a great job being prepared in this hardened warrior, defeated by trauma over the years, losing her family, her granddaughter. There's so much tensions between the relationships, and I like that as well. The Halloween vibe is always fun, and you can't ever go wrong, and I just feel like the holiday season, it's a great flick to just turn on and watch with your friends. There's a lot you can enjoy and glean from this movie. All that being said, I got some issues with this movie. There's a problem I've started to have with mainstream movies and mainstream horror in general, but they just keep injecting comedy whenever they can. And it's something that destroys the tension, because some kid's making a joke as these people are getting mercilessly stabbed. And it's just like, okay. And Michael Myers is about to kill someone, and they just keep cracking jokes. They just keep throwing them out. They can't stop. They're quit machines, and it drives me insane. It's such an annoying thing. When you compare that directly to John Carpenter's original, and I know it's the original and it's the holy grail of horror movies, so I get that it's... But at the same time, there were never jokes in the most tense scenes. They always kept it suspenseful and never felt like they were making light of the situation. It's like, this is scary, this is terrifying. I feel like Halloween 2018 loses a lot of that whenever they decide to throw in a joke last minute. I think another thing that really bothers me, that also kind of falls into this mainstream thing, is the use of nostalgia. Nostalgia is a powerful thing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think we've seen a lot of great uses of nostalgia throughout the years, and I think Cobra Kai is a great example of how to use nostalgia correctly. But the reusing of certain shots and just repeating the plot of the first movie and drawing direct callbacks in such an obvious way, it makes the movie not feel as fresh as it could have felt. Say what you want about Rob Zombie's Halloween, at least that man tried something different. I find myself going back to that movie a lot more because it offers me something new. It's a different perspective on Michael Myers, it's a different take, and I'm not saying that I expected Halloween 2018 to reinvent the character, it's a continuation of the character, but it doesn't feel like a continuation of the story, it feels more of like Halloween 1 Redux, to the point where it's just called Halloween. In and of itself, it's not a bad thing because Halloween 1 is a good movie. It's a great movie, and emulating John Carpenter's style, you can't really go wrong with that. He's a master of tension and he's a great director. But it leaves me wanting something a little bit more original, and it is kind of a problem that permeates the whole movie. It feels very samey, and that's really a big disappointment for me. I think the last thing I really have to critique about this movie that I feel is really questionable is the certain plot twist that happens between the Loomis of the movie. I think Laurie Strode even calls him the new Loomis, so to speak. And it turns out that he's the one that let Michael Myers loose because he wanted to like see him in action, and Michael Myers gets ran over by a car and he puts on the mask and he's like, "I've been waiting for this." And it's just like, what the heck? It came out of nowhere, and I was like, I was getting on board with it. I was like, okay, because this is new. This is no longer taking the same path that Halloween 1 did and Halloween H2O did, which is the Michael Myers Laurie Strode showdown. I'm like, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting this plot twist, and I bet they're gonna get a lot of backlash for this plot twist. And it's almost like they read my mind, like the studio's like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of backlash for this plot twist. We gotta do something about this. And so they immediately drop it. That guy just dies. He's done. Michael Myers is back. He's fine. And then you proceed to the Laurie Strode Michael Myers showdown. And it's like, okay, if you're gonna do a plot twist, at least like have the balls to go through with it. Don't just randomly stop it. It felt so out of place and so unnecessary. Like, it did not need to be in the movie, and for that reason, I questioned the decision to put it in. All that being said, that's why I feel like the movie is overrated. The overuse of comedy and moments that are supposed to be tension-filled, as well as relying on the use of nostalgia in order to make the movie more appealing to audiences, it just leaves me disappointed. I wanted something maybe with a little bit more substance. And I know it's a slasher movie and it's just supposed to be a fun thing that teenagers watch on Halloween, but I wanted more. I wanted a little bit something special. And it's not a bad movie by any means. I would say that it's a fine movie, but for this prestigious sequel to the first Halloween, it's making a claim that it is better than all those other sequels. It is as good as the first one, and that is why those other sequels don't matter. But I think a lot of the other sequels to Halloween are better than this one, as unfortunate as that is. That being said, there's a lot to enjoy about this movie, and if you disagree, I can completely understand why. The showdown between Laurie and Michael, although predictable, we all knew it was going to happen, was really cool and leads perfectly into the next movie. The kills, although a little underwhelming, are still pretty enjoyable, and it is a great movie to just turn on around the Halloween season and watch with your friends. It is a fun time, it is a good time, it's just not a great or amazing time. And I implore all of you that like horror movies and watch rated R movies to comment down below and tell me what you think about the movie. I always enjoy hearing new perspectives, whether I agree or disagree with them. And I would love to have a humble discourse in the comments about what you guys think about the movie. That being said, like and subscribe and hit that bell notification, and please leave feedback on what you think on the new format. I'm always trying to improve and get better each time I make videos, and I think it would be cool to see what you guys think. That being said, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon with my next video on why Halloween Kills is a better movie than Halloween 2018. Take care.